We all know the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, retired in February of 2023, right after the 2022 NFL season, which meant the Tampa Bay Buccaneers needed someone new under center. That new person under center has been Baker Mayfield. During the offseason, Baker Mayfield signed a one-year deal with the Buccaneers. We all know he was drafted in 2018 by the Cleveland Browns, which he ended up spending 4 seasons with them before going to the Carolina Panthers. He was absolutely awful there, and he didn't even last the full season with them, so they ended up releasing him. Then he got picked up by the LA Rams to finish out the 2022 season. Then of course he signed that one-year deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield has already passed for over 3,300 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions only, and in reality no one saw this coming. I definitely didn't expect this. We all thought that Baker Mayfield's career was actually over and that he will have to be a backup, but of course he has gotten his chance with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and he's done a phenomenal job. The Buccaneers are right at 500, standing at 7-7. Their first game against the Vikings was a big win. They ended up winning that game 20-17. Then they actually beat the Bears the week after 27-17. However, they had to face the Eagles in week 3, which they ended up losing 25-11. Then right after the Eagles in week 4, they played the Saints and actually blew the Saints out 26-9. They played an amazing game, but then they actually went on a 4-game losing streak right after that. They ended up losing to the Lions, Falcons, Bills, and Texans, but actually beat the Titans, and then lost another 2 right after to the Niners and the Colts, and currently they're on a 3-game winning streak by beating the Carolina Panthers 21-18, the Atlanta Falcons 29-25, and then the Green Bay Packers 34-20. That puts them in the first seat in the NFC South and have a high chance of actually winning that division. Now their next game could be tough, but again they are on a roll and are hot. They are gonna take on the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is probably gonna be a close game. Then they will probably beat the Saints, which is probably gonna be the game that's gonna decide the division, but they will most likely win that game, and then their last game is against the Panthers to go right into the playoffs. But of course, the stars of this offense has been Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is on his 10th season. He has hit that 1,000 yard mark every single season since he's been in the NFL, which has been for 10 seasons, and he's been one of the reasons why this team is winning. Then of course you have Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin is definitely a good receiver. I mean, he did have over 1,000 yards last season, over 1,100 yards the season prior to last season, and he is at 814 yards this season, which he probably will most likely hit that 1,000 yard mark this season once again. He's been great, and he's also a reason why this team is playing so awesome. Edwards and Godwin make a great wide receiver duo, but then you had Rachaad White on top of that, who honestly has been a big time player for this offense. Rachaad White was actually a rookie last season and didn't even have over 500 yards rushing the ball and only had 1 touchdown. Not that good stats for a rookie, right? Well, this season he has 834 yards on the ground with 5 rushing touchdowns, and through the air he has 469 receiving yards with 3 touchdowns. He is a great runner and a great running back receiver, which is what you want in this league, and when you add Mike Evans and Chris Godwin with Baker Mayfield's ability to run and throw, you would have an offense that puts up points. But I feel like some credit really does need to go to Todd Bowles, who is the Buccaneers head coach. He actually was a head coach for 4 seasons before coming to Tampa Bay. From 2015 to 2018, he was the New York Jets head coach. Yeah, that tells you a lot, right? Then from there, he became the defensive coordinator in 2019 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2020, he was also the defensive coordinator, and of course 2021, he was the defensive coordinator as well and that's the season they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians became the senior football consultant for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2022, which led to Todd Bowles becoming the head coach in 2022. Not so great of a year in 2022, finished 8-9, but now Tampa Bay has a shot at making a playoff run. Tampa Bay will most likely win the NFC South, and of course will get to play in the playoffs. Now, the true question is, can they get it done? If this team stays together and plays well and is consistent, they might have a shot.
Bitch, we some stars, pull up in foreign cars.